Yes, you read that right, and no, it is not clickbait. In 2012, I managed to heal quite severe suicidal depression through diet alone. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Celia and I'm a Danish model, actress, angelic coach and conscious creator. If you're new to this channel, my channel is all about how to become conscious creators, how to reclaim your power and become the best version of yourself again. Today I'm gonna share a story time. I just first of all want to say that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm not a psychiatrist or a health therapist or anything like that. So please, this is just my story and I'm gonna back it up with a bit of science, but please do take responsibility for your own health. Only do any of these practices at your own risk and always consult your physician first. So I'm gonna talk about how I healed suicidal depression through diet. Yes, you read that right, and no, it is not clickbait. In 2012, I managed to heal quite severe suicidal depression through diet alone. I had tried everything. I was on the drugs, I was seeing a psychiatrist regularly, I had a support person come to my house, I had stopped all my studies and I was basically just at home not being able to function in any way. I had tried everything and there were only minor improvements, but once I changed my diet, within 3 days of this new way of eating, my depression was gone, absolutely gone, and I felt happy for no reason in a way that I couldn't even remember that it was possible to feel that way. I'm very passionate about sharing this because I know so many people are dealing with depression. Actually, in America, it's the second biggest cause of death for younger people, just next to heart disease. It is also the #1 disease that throughout the years has increased in number of deaths. So this means it's really a serious thing. Under 150 million people worldwide are set to deal with depression. And I know that it is not fun. Right now I do not remember at all how it feels because it's been so many years, but I remember vaguely just, having no motivation and just not being able to feel happy for no reason. Not being able to get pleasure from the things that you normally would get pleasure from is really not fun, and no one is supposed to feel like that in a healthy world. So I really hope that sharing my story can help inspire some of you guys out there, because honestly it was so simple what I had to do, and now 10 years later I have been completely depression free for 10 years. Can you imagine? Just as a background, I want to say that I had already dealt with many things. At the time I had had an eating disorder for like a decade or something like that. And I had a lot of pressure from my school and, just family issues, all that stuff that everyone's dealing with. But the thing is, when you have depression, you're just not capable of actually dealing with anything. I had been struggling with things for a while, but one year it got really bad and I basically tried to take my own life 3 times. It is so weird for me to say this because I'm right now the happiest person that I know, and yeah, it just feels so sad to say that, such a beautiful life. I don't even want to think about that. I mean, imagine if it had been successful, but luckily it wasn't, and now I'm here today and I can share this story and I'm in the midst of creating an amazing life, and I'm just so grateful for this, honestly. I just first of all want to explain what I did, and I just really want to thank one specific person. The person is Freely the Banana Girl. I don't know if you guys know her, but she was the reason that I found this lifestyle that helped heal my depression within 3 days. This woman has been consistent with her message ever since, and she is, to me, honestly, one of the people I admire the most because she's so consistent in her message and she's helping so many people worldwide to an extent that I don't even think she's aware of. I mean, I can basically say she saved my life. So Freely, if you ever watch this video, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you enough with words, to be honest. I honestly get a little bit touched because Yeah, I don't know, some people out there are just so genuine in their desire to help people, and in my opinion she's one of those people, and she really helped me, and if I in any way could express to her how she helped me, I mean, yeah. It's really a touchy subject for me, but she did save my life, so thank you, really. So basically, I had been trying many things, and when you get so low that you try and take your own life, if you still have any hope left, part of you will start looking for other solutions. But basically, as mentioned, my diet change was what caused this like healing, and actually my diet changed only came from the desire of getting thinner. So I found this raw vegan lifestyle, and people were promoting it like you could get thinner and all this sort of stuff. So I embarked on it, but after 3 days I was a new person. I cannot even explain you guys the kind of change that happened, and that's why I'm so passionate about nutrition, because as conscious creators, the food we eat is directly related to our spiritual bodies, to our emotions, to everything, because food is energy, and even though we don't see energy, it's still affected by what we eat. So basically what I did was I started to eat a fruit-based diet, a high fruit diet, and I started to eat like enough calories for my body. Like I was eating a lot of fruit. Like, it's gonna sound crazy, but one day I had 46 bananas. I'm not saying people should do that, but I was generally eating at least 20 bananas a day and having salads and stuff like that, and within 3 days of eating that way was when my depression was gone. I have already a what I eat in a day video on my channel, so you can see an example of what I eat as a raw vegan. But when I first started this lifestyle, I was living in Denmark, so I didn't have the same access to fruit as I have now. So basically my diet back then was just based around bananas, ripe bananas, oranges, and salads, because it was winter time and there wasn't a lot of fruit available when I first started. So I was having giant banana smoothies. Like for breakfast I would have 10 bananas with frozen blueberries and some organic spinach blended with water. I also had lots of dates at the time, so I would make like big Datorade smoothies, which is something Freely promotes as well. And then at night I would have like really big salads, and I would be eating like a lot of food, like a lot of fruit, and I was just feeling so amazing. At first back then I had a lot of things both to cleanse in my body and in my mind, but to just tell you guys an example of that was how I was eating basically at that time: just bananas, oranges, greens, frozen blueberries, and some dates. And if you want to see how I eat today, you can go check out the other video that I have on my channel. And yeah, one very important thing was also that I started to eat enough calories, because I had been in that diet mentality for so long. I hadn't been eating enough, which also highly contributes to feelings of depression, just so you guys know that. But I have since then also just been eating a regular vegan diet, whole foods, based on more cooked foods, eating enough calories, and I do not feel the same level of happiness as I do on a raw vegan diet. And I actually, even at some points, had like minor experiences of depression, not at all the same kind, but it's just to show you guys that what really worked for me is the fruits and the veggies. Back then I didn't understand it, and I have done a lot of research, and now I actually see that the science is backing this up. Basically, it's been found that depression is directly correlated to inflammation, and actually scientists are speculating that depression is a protective mechanism. If the body is in a highly inflamed state, the best thing is to isolate yourself from the world and from other people. Why? Because you are more susceptible to bacteria, to virus, to infections. And the way you protect yourself is simply by not going out into different environments and by not being around people.
Is an evolutionary strategy for defense against infection. Infection has been the leading cause of mortality throughout human history. The average life expectancy was 25, and it was not uncommon for half our kids to die. With such stark capabilities, infection has been a critical and potent driving force in natural selection. When we become infected, there's a surge of inflammation as our body mounts a counterattack. And then what happens? We feel lousy. We feel sick, we get weak, tired, slow, and sleepy. We don't want to see anyone, we don't want to do anything. All we want to do is sleep. It's like we're depressed. And that's great for fighting infection. Not only does it help us conserve energy so we can put up a good fight, but reduces social contact. We're not running around infecting everyone. It's the same reason we evolved to think poop doesn't smell good, or decaying flesh. That keeps us safe from infection.
This is more like a theory, but it has been shown through several studies that depression is directly correlated to higher levels of inflammation. And there are certain foods that cause inflammation, and some of the foods that cause the most inflammation are animal products.
Can an anti-inflammatory diet help prevent depression? We didn't know until about 43,000 women without depression were followed, along with their diets, for about a dozen years to see who became depressed. And it was those who ate a more inflammatory diet pattern, characterized by more soda, refined grains, and meat, suggesting that chronic inflammation may underlie the association between diet and depression. Normally we think of omega-3s as anti-inflammatory, but they found fish to be pro-inflammatory, associated with increased C-reactive protein levels, consistent with recent findings that omega-3s don't seem to help with either depression or inflammation. The most anti-inflammatory diet is plant-based.
Shown in other studies that fruits and vegetables have the opposite effect. They are anti-inflammatory. And many studies have shown that people with diets higher in fresh fruits and vegetables have lower levels of depression, and that even some diets have been able to reverse depression. This correlates 100% to what I experienced because I stopped eating animal products. I went from a standard diet of a lot of processed foods and animal products to a fruitarian diet, two extremes basically. But I saw also the effect immediately. And I cannot tell you guys, for anyone that's experienced depression, you know how it is, how much despair you can feel. It's like you're almost trapped in a depressed body, and you want to feel good, you want to be motivated, you want to enjoy life the same way as you used to. So to have found the answer so simply is mind-blowing, but all the science is backing it up. And I am just shocked. Why did the psychiatrist not tell me? Why did all the healthcare professionals I went to, which were a lot, none of them ever even gave a hint to a diet change? And it is so simple. I have not needed the medication, I have not needed the psychiatrist, I have not needed any of it since I changed my diet. Yes, of course, I did have to do other work, like I had to do internal work, I had to work on some relationships in my life that were toxic, and some family patterns that were toxic, and to change my life to the direction of the life that I really wanted. So I'm not saying that it was just diet and then all my life was butterflies and rainbows. No, I had to do a lot of work following, and I have been, but the fact that I was feeling good allowed me to have the energy to do that. And it is crazy that this is not more widespread, because this connection between depression and inflammation was already found in 1887, and the guy who found it actually won a Nobel Prize for it. And there has been countless studies proving the correlation between what we eat and higher or lower levels of depression. For instance, higher levels of carotenoids in the blood have been linked to lower levels of depression, and the best source for carotenoids are fresh fruits and vegetables, and also higher levels of antioxidants from food. These studies showed that it has to be from food. From supplements, it doesn't work. From food, also lower levels of depression. What are the best sources? Fresh fruits and vegetables. And I just want to clarify one thing, is that I have in the meantime also been vegan, like a whole foods vegan, and like just vegan eating a regular diet. And while I was feeling pretty good, nothing makes me feel as good as when I eat just the raw fruits and vegetables. Like, I have such a happiness boost for no reason just eating a raw vegan diet. And I also think in the beginning the raw vegan diet was quite essential, because when you're healing something, you usually have to take a bit more extreme measures in the beginning. So while it shows that the plant-based diet is the number one diet to eat to reduce inflammation, it's because it includes usually more fresh fruits and vegetables, which are the antioxidant-rich foods. We are living in a world right now where people are eating so much processed foods, a lot of animal products, and a lot of junk. And I am not surprised to see the increased levels of depression and suicidal tendencies, but it is also one of the most debilitating things to have. Like, imagine to get to the point where you're basically gonna self-destroy, you know? If that is a survival mechanism, it's kind of nature saying you are really sick, your body is really sick right now. That's why you're feeling like this. That's why you're trying to protect your tribe or whatever from the health state of your body. But the wonderful thing is that you can change it. It's within your hands. So I hope my story can inspire you, going from a person who didn't want to live and who tried to take her own life to one of the happiest people I know, honestly. Obviously, like mentioned, it hasn't been like all a straight ride. There's been a lot of work to do, but still today, 10 years later, I am still at a new peak level of happiness in my life because I keep working. And I just really want to share this story for anyone out there. To see what kind of diet I eat, I have already a video on my channel. I do eat a high raw vegan diet. The majority of my diet is fresh fruits and fresh greens with smaller amounts of nuts and seeds and stuff like that. I found that when I eat high carb, I feel my best. That was also one important change for me because I had already been trying a low carb diet and also a high fat raw vegan diet. Those two diets didn't do anything for my mental health, nothing. Actually, the low carb diet made me even lower, and that makes sense because it was high in animal products, but even the raw vegan high fat diet, no, I felt no change whatsoever. My digestion felt a bit better, but in my mood, nothing. It was the high fruit, the high carb intake that took my mood through the roof. And even today, still, when I eat a huge banana meal or a huge melon meal, I just feel so happy afterwards for no apparent reason. I just love life. I just love feeling so satisfied in my body, so good in my body. And everyone can feel this way. That's what I want to convey with these messages. And trust me, I've tried all the diets, even a high protein vegan diet, actually just even last year. And I tell you that the levels of happiness, there's only one place I find it, and it's in the fruits and vegetables. So guys, I really hope this video can be inspiring. For us conscious creators, I really want to underline how important our diet is. I know most law of attraction teachers, they don't talk about this. And that's why I talk about it a lot, because I've also found that my ability to manifest, the happier I am, the more energy I have in my body, of course I manifest more easily. Have you ever tried to be around a person who's just so happy and energetic? They are magnetic, you know? So what we eat, if I were to tell you one thing you can do to become a better manifester, it's change your diet. Go high carb raw vegan. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but this is honestly the #1 tip I can give based on all my personal experience and also now the science. Do go check out my What I Eat in a Day video to see exactly what I eat. And also, I do have a book called How to Communicate with the Angels that teaches you how to connect with your intuition and your higher self. And there's one chapter dedicated to diet, and it explains exactly the science behind all of this. I'm also very happy to announce that I have launched a raw vegan coaching program so that I now can help you guys transition to a conscious creator diet, to a diet that will help you feel your best and help you be able to manifest the life of your dreams. I offer two different things. I offer a longer coaching program for you guys who are really serious and who want to really transition into a fully raw vegan diet. And then I also just offer a raw vegan coaching call, which is an introductory call for you guys who want to learn about the diet and who want the best tips that you can get right now to start eating more raw foods right now. Or maybe for you guys who are almost eating raw, who just want the last little push, that's what it's for. Because this is brand new and I'm just announcing it now, I will offer 50% off for the first 3 people who order this coaching call as a welcome announcement gift. So you can go check it out. It's literally gonna cost you less than lunch out. So if you're serious about your health and your well-being, it's totally worth it. If you just want to learn as you go, then just subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my 2 Instagrams. I have one for the conscious creator and one for the diet and lifestyle, even though they're really connected. But because I'm very intense in my posts, I post a lot, I have decided to make them like 2 different pages. So go follow both of them, and also go check out all the free material I'm giving on my website. I have blog posts, I'm giving away free ebook for people who subscribe to my newsletter. Let me know in the comments your experience. Have you healed a mental illness through diet? I really, really, really want to know. And I really hope this video can reach and help a lot of people, because it helped me so much. And if I can convey this in any way, that will be like a dream come true. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in my very next video. Ciao!
Video time. Fun time.
I'm so hungry! I gotta make dinner after this.
Yeah. YouTube video?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone listen carefully. Cannot miss this content.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on.